Good afternoon YouTube, how are you all doing? So, the purpose of this video is just to give you my impressions or review of this here motorcycle, which is my Himalayan 450, the mighty Himi. I thought I'd just put my 2p worth in. There's loads of reviews on this bike, but I've owned the bike now for 5 months. I've just got over 2,000 miles, so I think now I'm in a position just to give you my opinions on the bike. So let's start. Right, well, all in all, it is a fantastic motorcycle. I am really pleased with it. I downgraded power wise in order to get this bike, but it's just a brilliant purposeful machine. So we'll start with the engine. I'm not going to go into stats and specs and all that kind of stuff. It's just going to give you my impressions, and these are impressions from somebody that predominantly drives on the road and does do the occasional trail and off-beaten track. I'm no way an off-roader. I can't comment on its off-road capabilities. However, having watched quite a few videos on YouTube from some hardcore off-road guys, I think the general consensus is that this is quite a capable motorcycle off-road, and it's generally pretty good. I haven't really sort of seen a bad review on it in that respect. So the engine then, so it's 40 horsepower Sherpa engine, and I'll say that this bike punches above its weight. It feels more powerful than a 450 as far as I'm concerned. Like I said, I've come from a more powerful bike in order to get this bike, and in no way do I feel the bike is underpowered. It gets up to speed, it picks up speed quickly, it likes to rev, it's very rewarding, very engaging. It will do 80 and beyond. I've had it up to 80 and the bike didn't struggle. Really good, brilliant mid-range, really nice revvy nature when you reach the top. It's okay down low, but it's not as grunty as some bikes I've previously had, which have more lazy engines. This engine likes you to use the gears, it likes you to work the engine, but that rewards you in spades because it's very engaging. It's a very good riding bike. Throttle response is really nice and crisp and sharp. There's no lag. The fueling's really good, there's no hunting or surging. It's very responsive. Yeah, really good. Brakes, the brakes are decent. They're not the sharpest brakes I've ever had on a motorcycle, but they do the job perfectly well for this type of bike with its power output. Front brake's really good, the back brake is very good, and when you use them both together, you've got no problem stopping this bike at all. Suspension then, well, the suspension really for me is the outstanding feature of this bike. Straight out the crate, it's absolutely brilliant. It's the best suspension I've had on a bike, and this is basically what they would call a cheap budget bike, and I hate to use that word cheap and budget because I think it does the bike a disservice. It's what I would call an affordable bike, but in no way is it cheap or budget. It's built really well. It's got really good fit and finish. Maybe not quite as good as maybe a Triumph fit and finish, but it's certainly up there, and they certainly get better Royal Enfield with all the bikes that they bring out. It's brilliant, I love it. It's very robust, very purposeful looking. I know that if I drop this bike, it would just, I could pick it up and it'll keep on ticking. Really good. But no, suspension, excellent. I live in a rural area, broken roads, crap roads in the UK, and this suspension just soaks it up. I haven't adjusted it. It just glides over all the bumps and potholes. Really nice on a little trail. Yeah, just all-round suspension, outstanding. Really good. Ergonomics. So obviously adjustable seat, but from the position of arse to foot to hand, the rider's triangle, it's a very comfortable place to be. It's very roomy, it's got a very roomy cockpit, you can move around on that seat. It's got a nice bend in the leg, it's not too acute so you don't get knee cramps or hip cramps, and it's a nice reach to the bars. Personally, I'd rather have the bars a touch higher, but that's just a personal preference. but all in all it will suit quite a good number of riders. It's got the capacity to take luggage, obviously, and yeah, very roomy, very, very good. Handling wise, you would not think that this bike would handle very well with that great big front wheel there, the 21-inch, but I'm really, really surprised. It handles really, really well, really, really good in the twisties, very stable on the road. It's got a bit of heft to it, so you don't get blown about. Yeah, just really, really good handling. What's it like in traffic? It's really good in traffic, slow start-stop traffic, really good. It just chugs along. Really good fueling, so there's no sort of surging or lurching forward or jerkiness. Very, very good. Like I said, good mid-range, good upper range. All in all, very, very good. Really good on faster roads, gets up to speed quickly. It's not blisteringly quick, it's not sports bike quick, we all know that when we bought the bike, but I'd say it's a quick bike. It's not a fast bike, it's not super fast, but it certainly gets you up to real world speeds, which is up to 70, and it'll do more than that, and it'll do it without breaking a sweat. Obviously, I've changed the look of my bike. I'm not going to go too much into that in this video. This is just my sort of impressions video. I've got other videos which will explain all the modifications and things, so you can go and check those out should you wish. But overall, really, really nice. The Tripper dash is really, really good. It's one of the nicest dashes on a motorcycle that I've seen. Nice and round. It's got everything you need. Not too much electronics, but enough to keep you engaged and keep you happy. Yeah, awesome bike. I'm really, really pleased with it. I've got no buyer's remorse about getting this bike. It does everything that it says. A YouTuber called Fuzzy Biker, and if you've got a Himalayan, you've probably seen some of his videos, chap in America, a really nice guy. He describes this as the SUM motorcycle, SUM, the single universal motorcycles. It will do everything. It will commute, it'll take you to work and back, it'll take you to the coffee shop, you can do your shopping on it, you can take it for trips and do distance, or you can have an engaging ride at the weekend with your friends through the twisties, and it's super, super fun. Really good. I'll describe this as a rider's bike. It is really, really good. I'm very, very happy with it. Negatives on the bike. Well, for me personally, there aren't any. I've had the bike 5 months. I suppose it's still relatively new, but I haven't come across anything that's given me a niggle or something that I don't like. I know a lot of people have a bit of an issue with the weight, and yes, I would describe this bike as not heavy but not light. It's just a bike with a bit of heft. It's a big bike, it's a tall bike, so it can make it a bit pendulous and pondersome for some people, but I don't really have an issue with the bike. I've had heavier bikes than this, so to me this feels quite light. The heft keeps you planted on faster roads, going past Arctic lorries on motorways and things like that. It keeps you nice and planted, but it's not so heavy that it won't sort of handle slow moving traffic and stuff like that. It's very, very manageable. It's very nimble actually. For a big bike, I find it quite nimble. It's got a really good lock to lock turning circle, and I filter this through non-stop, well, stop and start traffic, no problem at all. Yeah, so I think a little bit of heft is good. It needs that little bit of heft. If it was too light, I think it wouldn't be so good on the road. It would be probably better off-road, and I know the off-road boys will say they'd like it lighter, but for me it's kind of perfect. So in conjunction with the weight, a lot of people have an issue with the side stand, and as you can see, the bike does lean quite a bit with that stubby side stand. However, I've had my previous bike was a Bonneville Scrambler 900, and that had an even shorter side stand, and it was heavier, and that was a nightmare to get off the stand. This bike, it's okay. I really think with this bike it depends on your body ergonomics proportions. If you are short, that is below kind of, I'd say 5'8", then yeah, you're going to struggle a little bit when the bike's full of fuel, getting it upright because it's got a bit of heft, and that's lean angle is quite acute, but it is manageable. I'm 5'9", I probably weigh about 75 kilos. I'm middle-aged, I'm not young, I'm not fit and strong, but I've got a decent level of fitness for my age, and I can manage it no problem. So I think it really depends on your stature, really, whether you'll find it an issue. However, there's solutions. You can get pucks for the side stand, that kind of thing, to raise it up a bit, and you can play around with the seat height. Very, very comfortable seat. Just talking about the seat, the only issue I had with the seat, the design of it kind of slopes you forward, but I've done something to my seat which negates that, and I'm very comfortable now. And if you want to know what I did, just check out my other videos. Obviously I've done some mods to my bike. It does not look stock. It's just my preference, really. I like the bike when it came out the showroom, but I just wanted to put my own stamp and my own flavour to it, and now I absolutely love it with the modifications that I've done. The last modification I've recently fitted was that Zard exhaust you can see there. I'm going to do a separate video on an update on review of that exhaust, because it's basically transformed the bike a little bit, and I'm really, really pleased with it. But yeah, all in all, this bike does exactly what it says on the tin. It is not the best bike, it's not a perfect bike, but it's got plenty of power. You don't need any more power. There are people that will want more power, but for the real world, where we're restricted with speed limits everywhere and things like that, it's absolutely fine. It will get you up to the higher echelons, the 70s, your 80s, that kind of thing. I've yet to do a big long stint on the motorway with this bike. I am going away in a couple of days, so I'm going to give that a good thorough road test and see what that's like. Whilst I remember, vibrations. Some people complain about vibrations. Now, I think vibrations are a very, very strong emotive word. I wouldn't describe this bike as having vibrations. It's got power pulses and it's got some resonance and some character, but I wouldn't describe it as vibey. I've had a couple of Harley Davidsons in my time, and they are vibey bikes. This is not vibey. Yeah, you feel a little bit of a buzz in the foot pegs, but I'm talking minor. I don't feel anything in the seat, and I don't really feel anything through the bars. I have changed out my grips. I've got the Oxford heated grips, so that might help, but really, it doesn't vibrate. You just feel some power pulses. There's just a little bit of buzziness. However, the more I'm riding this bike and the more miles that I'm putting on it, I'm finding out that they're smoothing out now. As we all know, with single cylinders, the more miles you put on them, the smoother they get. And this bike is generally quite smooth. It was quite smooth when it was absolutely brand new with 0 miles. Just a little bit of a power pulse. But all in all, absolutely great bike. Really pleased with it. So yeah, if you've got any questions, you want to know anything more, just hit me up in the comments. Thanks very much. Bye bye.